Some impacts for any folks driving via car or even taking a flight anywhere to and from the Northeast. So for folks maybe traveling to Brooklyn or Pittsburgh to watch some of the March Madness games, make sure you check in with your airline, not only to get here, but also on your way back home, just to make sure there aren't any lingering impacts. Now, for the snow still to come across New England, we expect this narrow band to potentially see as much as 2 feet of snow by the time this all wraps up. And this is that second shot at snow. We had that first quick little system that came through early on this week, and now this is just going to add to the snow totals. And temperatures behind this will be a bit chilly and gusty, so prepare for that as well. It's the rain aspect, though, especially for I-95, that will be probably the most impactful. Notice this narrow corridor from Philadelphia up towards New York, up towards Hartford, right along I-95, where we're expecting to see 3 to as much as 5 inches of rain. So flooding is going to be something we'll watch over the next 24 hours. But it's not just the Northeast that's under the gun for potentially severe weather. We're talking down Florida, where this is a second day where Miami, the Keys, Naples, really I-75 is under that threat. It's fairly low, level 1 out of 5, but we are talking the chance for some damaging wind gusts and maybe a brief spin up possible. Miami, over the next 3 days, you can expect to see thunderstorms on Saturday, but by Saturday evening, you'll see that heavy rain be someone else's problem, and you'll see the return of more sunshine as you get into Sunday. Temperatures will still be pretty pleasant. So for spring breakers, it's not a total washout. You don't have to consider the weekend a complete loss. But it's what's coming up next on the pipeline that could even bring more severe impacts when it comes to snow for the northern plains, as well as severe weather for the southern plains. More so a classic severe weather setup when you look at it in terms of the spring season. We'll start off with the winter aspect of this. We have winter storm warnings that are already in effect for northeastern Montana, just towards the south of Glasgow, towards Billings, under the winter storm watch. But North Platte, up through Minneapolis, International Falls, Rapid City, all under the threat for significant winter weather from primarily talking Sunday into Tuesday. However, for Montana, you'll see the storms come a bit faster. And now when we talk about the snow forecast in terms of numbers, it's around 2 feet possible when we think about this corridor here from Fargo down towards Sioux Falls and just to the north of Minneapolis. Minneapolis will be an area to watch, especially because they'll see that heavy snow, but as that low pressure system starts to make its way towards the upper Midwest, they'll see more of that rain threat come in on the back end of it. And then when we talk Pierce, South Dakota, for the next 3 days, we have wind and then snow. So Saturday all the way to Monday, it could even be some strong snow at times. Then we'll talk that severe weather threat on the southern end of this for Sunday as well as Monday. All modes of severe weather are possible here, and it is going to bring quite a bit of rain. The axis of heavy rain is set to set up across northeastern Louisiana, northern Mississippi, western Alabama. So Tuscaloosa, you could be a spot that could see 2 to 3 inches, as well as Memphis, Tennessee, Starkville, Mississippi, Oxford, Mississippi. And this is an area that's already been fairly waterlogged after just this parade of storms we've seen for this entire year thus far. So because of the oversaturated soil with rain coming down quite fast, we're talking the threat for flooding, likely threat for the Delta of Mississippi, I-20 into Louisiana on Monday. Then we'll slide that threat over just a touch to Alabama, as well as southern Tennessee, even Nashville, sort of on that cusp there of that likely threat for flooding. So travel impacts will be something we'll see throughout the rest of this week. Check out these amazing shots from Madison, Wisconsin. They came in from our very own Robert Ray. He's been checking in and keeping us up to date on all the snow across the upper Midwest. We have much more for the snow across the country coming up next. We'll be up just as late as you are. Stay with us here on Fox Southern at
many annoying spam calls do you get?
20 to 30 calls.
I would get those calls that sounded serious.
I'm a physician, so I can't turn my phone off.
Get these recorded messages claiming they're from the IRS. Your heart starts beating fast. Try RoboKiller.
I'm like, sign me up. RoboKiller screens these calls for me and blocks the ones